Hi, and welcome to Creative AI and Voicecraft. I am PixelPia. Today, I am running an experiment. I have often shown you how different two voices created with Voicecraft can be. But what happens when the voices are similar? So close that at first glance, you might confuse one for the other. That's what we are testing today. The two voices I chose today from my voice gallery are Wright and Freja Lilytwig. I think you might have met them both before. At first, they might look interchangeable. Both write with warmth and imagination. Both lean toward storytelling and reflection instead of analysis. And both of them carry a touch of nostalgia, as if they are remembering something while they're writing it. But the differences are in the details. Hannah is steady and grounded. Her reflections are gentle, but always threaded with practicality, and sometimes a quiet wit slips in. Freja, on the other hand, leans into whimsy. Her words wander more freely, like they are carried on a breeze. And she is more likely to leave you with a poetic image than a direct conclusion. So while they share the same family resemblance, the way they move through sentences sets them apart. So with that said, let's move over to my computer and put them both to the test. So here we are in ChatGPT in my test room, and I have already written my prompt. Today I want Hannah Wright and Freja Lilytwig to write the same assignment. Let's start with Hannah. The assignment is write a short reflection on why we keep unfinished projects. And let's send this. And very quickly we got the answer by Hannah Wright. Why we keep unfinished projects. I keep a drawer of half-made things. The quilt squares I once sewed in a burst of winter energy. The folder of stories that trail off mid-sentence. Even the digital sketches saved under file names like Maybe Someday. At first, I thought these were failures, proof that I couldn't finish what I started. But when I returned to them, I realized they are more like landmarks. Each unfinished project shows me who I was when I began, what I was reaching for, and what I hadn't yet learned. We keep them because they're not just work, they're traces of us. The act of stopping, whether from distraction, difficulty, or a shift in our lives, doesn't erase their value. Sometimes they wait until we're ready to meet them again. Sometimes they simply remind us that we once tried. Unfinished projects are not wasted space. They are evidence of a life still in progress. And then ChatGPT asked me, do you want me to move straight into Freja's version of the same assignment? And yes. And here we have Freja's version. Why we keep unfinished projects. A basket of half-knitted scarves. A journal with one page filled, then silence. A garden bed where only the first row was planted. These fragments gather around us like quiet companions. We keep them, I think, because they hum with possibility. Each one holds a doorway we never fully stepped through. To finish would close it. To leave it unfinished is to let it shimmer slightly ajar. There is also tenderness in them. They remind us that making is not only about completion, it is also about touch, about the moment of trying, about the soft pause before life pulled us elsewhere, unfinished projects, or little altars to our becoming, not failures, not burdens, but seeds that chose to rest. So there we have the two interpretations of the same assignment. So what did we see? Two voices, two similar voices, the same assignment. Yet the shape of their words pulls in different directions. Hannah writes in plain, grounded sentences. She leans on the concrete. Drawers, folders, file names. Her rhythm is steady, almost measured. And she circled back to a clear conclusion. Unfinished projects are not wasted space. It feels like she is cataloging, then interpreting in a way that's practical and reassuring. Freja, meanwhile, moves with softer lyrical cadence. She opens with a list that feels more like a spell than an inventory. Scarves, journals, garden rows. Metaphor drifts through every line. Door ajar, altars, seeds. Her sentences stretches and sway, less concerned with closure than with resonance. Both voices value what's unfinished, but Hannah frames them as landmarks of who we were, while Freja frames them as companions still humming with life. One is archival, the other one enchanted. And as I said, it is all in the details. Even if voices look similar on paper, if you have written a voice sheet according to the Voicecraft model, the way they handle a thought, the rhythm, the imagery, the kind of comfort they offer, makes each of them unique. In my next video, we will flip this experiment. Instead of choosing two voices that are similar, I will pick the two voices in my gallery that are the most opposite. And I will give those two the same assignment. And I believe that will be a rather interesting comparison. And if that is something you would like to see, I suggest you hit the subscribe button and maybe even turn on notifications so you get notified. If you are curious about shaping your own writing voice or a character voice like this, you can find the ebook and workbook on pixelpia.gumroad.com. And if you are just a little bit more curious about what Voicecraft is, I also have a website, voicecraft.pixelpia.com. I hope to see you back here for my next video. And as always, stay curious. Bye!